What up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka ShortyC94, back at you again. This isn't necessarily a shoe review. It's just me talking. You see what I have in my hand. So, anyway, I'm gonna go in order here. So the first we're gonna talk about is this: the Air Jordan 6 Retro. This is the oldest pair I have. You'll see it's FTLs from Foot Locker. It's from August 23rd, 2000. That's when they came out. The very first retro of it. I was 19. I was a sales associate at Kaufman's, which was one of the May Company's stores. It was a department store, and I worked in the Nautica section. Whew, back in the day. Anyway, so we'll start with that one. So I figure out where I put it. Is it this one? Yeah, so right here. Now it's really dusty. I haven't worn it in years. But I bought this shoe again when I was a teenager. Working a sales associate job, just basically working for sneakers. Whew, we can see the midsole is starting to crumble here at the bottom. But other than that, I mean, for as much as I've worn it, you know, the midsole here is still really, really good. You know, probably can't tell, like, oh, these are dusty as fuck, but I really wore these sparingly back in the day. I do have another pair of these that's in worse condition. I just didn't feel like getting them out. They're at the bottom of a stack. I'm never going to switch over to the clear boxes, so, you know. But anyway, see the bottom, you know, it's a little right there. But this is basically it. And there is, you can see here, it looks like it may start to crumble here a little bit. And these are a size 10. I'm really 11 through 12. Back then, I used to get away with 10s or 10 and a halves, especially in this case, I was thirsty for it. So I think the other pair I have is a 10 and a half or an 11. I still have the retro card to it here, as well as one thing I used to do back in the day when I was younger. I used to keep little things that were going on around that time, you know, kind of like a time capsule. So I got the retro card here. I also have this. I had to actually put these in layaway. So it's my Foot Locker layaway slip. It's got my pager number on it, the little box that I used to get my mail at. And you see the date, August 23rd, 2000, layaway. Yeah. Oh, man. This brings back memories. August 23rd, 2000. This was at 9:53 in the morning. I put down $31 on them. Thank you from Foot Locker Randall Park Mall. You see that? Randall Park Mall. That's a piece of history. Anybody who lives in Cleveland or is a mall fanatic, Randall Park Mall was one of the biggest malls. It was the biggest mall in the world when it opened. Then it ended up being the biggest mall in America. Then after Malls of America was built, it ended up being one of the biggest malls in America. And it was right here in Cleveland, so in the suburb of North Randall. So other than that, I got some few other things in here, some of which are inappropriate for YouTube. I already cuss too much as it is, but I got some ATM slips from National City. That bank isn't even in existence anymore. You know it's old. You see the MAC. You know, they don't put that on ATMs anymore. Got a love letter here from back in the day. Oh, man. Simpler times, simpler times. So, yeah, so that's the 2000 Retro 6. See, it has the Nike Air on the back. And see, this is a true Nike Air. I haven't got to review the 2019, but I've seen enough pictures and videos of them to where I know that they kind of skinnied up the font a little bit. First saw it on the Maroon 6, where the Nike Air, the word Nike just seemed smaller, where if you were wearing a Nike shirt with the whole logo on it, it would look like this. So I'm not a fan of that already. But, you know, guess we can't have it all. So, anyway, the next is the 2010. Now, I don't have the infrared pack anymore, the black one at least. I still have the white infrared pack box and the little plastic bag that it comes in, but I don't have the black one anymore. Sold it probably 2011 or 2012. I used to just wear these all the time. So, you know, and I sold them for a price that I just couldn't, you know, you're going to give me $400 for a Jordan 6 in 2012. Have at it. I mean, I only paid $200 for the whole pack. So, oh, man. So, yeah, I just rocked out with these, and as y'all can see, I've worn these a lot. You know, these are actually one of my favorite shoes to still wear in bad weather if I don't want to wear a boot, you know, and it's going to sound weird, but it's just a fact. I don't like wearing the boots that I have in the snow. I'd rather wear something like this in the snow, unless it's just ridiculous snow where it's up to like my, you know, hip or something like that. Then, you know, you gotta wear a boot. But yeah, this is one of the shoes. I've worn this in tons of rainstorms, snowstorms, what have you, you know. And they still are in decent shape. I mean, the bottom is yellow, but they're really not that bad. I've seen worse pairs of 2014s than I've seen how these look. Now, one thing with these, never really been a fan of whatever material they used for the upper, because it's like soft velour kind of. I don't know what it is, but to me it changed up how the shoe looked in general. And for such an iconic shoe and a shoe that means so much to me, because this is the shoe that started it all for me. 1991, I was in 4th grade, spring of 91, and I had Jordans prior to it. I mean, at the time they came out, I was wearing the white, black, and red with the silver tongue, you know, 5s. My dad came home with the infrared 6s on, black infrared with the matching Jordan short set. It had a Jumpman. It was a black T-shirt and black shorts. It had the red Jumpman on the front here where this Nike swoosh is. And on the back, it had this Air Jordan font here on the tongue with a Jumpman behind it. And it was all embroidered on the back. And he had the hat and he had the duffel bag. So my father had the whole kit. And the shoes, it was like they were glowing, you know. And it was the first shoe I ever wanted, where I just was like, you know, and he was like, yeah, I didn't get them for you because, you know, I wanted to get your foot measured, but if you want them, we can get them tomorrow. And then, you know, that next day we went and saw Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner, you know, ate at a nice restaurant, and I got the shoes, and I got a Jordan book bag that really was probably to go with the 5s. It had Flight really big, and it had the netting of the 5s on the front. You know, and I got one of those hats that, you know, you got to be old to remember this, but, you know, I am old. Back in 91, they had these hats where it was a team hat. You know, it had a logo on it. You get Lakers, it'd be Magic, or, you know, the Bulls, it would be Jordan, where it was the hat, and it had, like, the player's signature on the side of the logo, and it have their last name and the number on the back. And I got the Bulls 23. So I got a whole kit, too. So that was the moment where I became a sneakerhead, or into shoes, whatever you want to call it, shoe head, shoe enthusiast, sneaker fanatic, whatever. That moment, 1991, you know, this shoe, well, not this specific shoe, but you get my drift. The black infrared 6 changed it all. So it's one of those shoes that no matter how many times it comes out, I have to get it. Now, being a 38-year-old adult, a husband, a father, you know, I'm really struggling because they come out on Saturday, which is 6 days from now. Part of me is like, well, shit, I'm gonna get them. You know, it's infrared 6. I gotten all the other ones, so why wouldn't I get these? But it's like I've got 2 pairs from 2000. I've got a pair from 2010. I've got this pair from 2014. Do I really need to get another pair? But it's such an iconic shoe for me. Like, sneakers have brought me so much, you know. I've met a lot of good people. I found myself in a lot of good situations. I've gotten jobs in the past because of my sneaker knowledge, you know, and it all starts here. So that's where, you know, the sneakerhead in me and the practical adult, the responsible adult in me clash, you know, because this pair, they're half size too big, but they still, you know, the bottom on these, you know, you can see it's dirty, but it's not really yellowed, you know, but that shoe is, it's where I'm going to probably, be nice if the wife came through and that was my Valentine's Day gift or something, but, you know, it's a special shoe, and chances are I'm going to get them, but, you know, each shoe looks different, and I've just realized that on each of these, I have the lace lock different. Like on these, I have the lace lock at the toe. The pair from 2000, I have it up here. I think the pair from 2010, I also have. Yeah, well, here I have it in the middle, 2010. So 2014 at the bottom, 2010 in the middle, 2000 at the top. So obviously, just having these shoes like this should denote how much this specific model and colorway mean to me. You know, like I said, out of any of them, I probably wear the 2010 the most, just because it's beat up, it's weathered, looks like it could kind of halfway be from 91 other than the red. So, you know, like I said, chances are, looking at these, I'm probably going to wear these tomorrow now, looking at them. So here we're supposed to get some sort of snow. Like I said, this is one of my favorite shoes to wear in poor weather conditions. So, I don't know. I mean, if you have a really good or even a dead stock pair from 2014, are you going to get the 2019? For me, it's the connection, the history, being a fan of the game, being a fan of Michael Jordan, being a fan of sneakers, Nike. You know, that was a pivotal time for me. So, but are you getting another pair of these if you have multiple pairs of them or pairs dead stock? Let me know what you think in the comments. You know, but to me, for a lot of people, the Concord was it, but for me, this Jordan 6 here, to me, is every bit as pivotal as the Concord. You know, it may not have patent leather on it, but that's fine. But this shoe, it's what it is. So, appreciate you for watching. Make sure and like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram if you already aren't, at ShortyC94. And I will see you soon. Peace.